You already know. We're a little early. Let the children sing. Oh, I just couldn't wait. Mo 3 times. Come on, guys. 7:30. It's the live call-in show. 313-825-5557. Yeah, I'm your host. That's me. Mo 3 times. And it's Thursday. And what are we going to talk about tonight? Listen, guys. Mo 3 times. Needs some reprieve. He needs a break. But tonight, I'm here for the YOU. And that's what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to show you. Bam. We're going to have Joe Blow Part 2. Come on. Pump it up. Maylines in the building. Let the children sing for that guy. That's right. Joe Blow Part 2. Who bought the booger sugar? Oh, guys.
That's the bullshit.
I know. Forgive me. Love. What's good? Rob Mids in the house. Kato, there you go. Popping in. Hey. Mainline once again. Let the children sing. Why do women hate men? All right. We're gonna get into it, and I want you guys specifically to call in for this one because I gotta stay out of this one. I'm gonna be Sweden. You know what I mean? But we're gonna discuss some things, yeah. I didn't want to do it, but hell, here we go. And we're gonna check out some stuff that I found on the internet. We're gonna get real interactive with this one. We're definitely gonna need the Jumpout Guys.
Many people know them as the Jumpout Boys in their city.
You know what I mean? We're gonna need those to get in to help with this one. Keep the applause going. More air horn. That's right. And yeah. That's what we're doing. That is what we're doing. I don't know what's going on here. I'm hitting buttons, but this is, you get it. Let's put it all together. And it is July 13th, 2023. Call in live 313-825-55. I meant another 5 in there, but guys, that's what I told you. I'm gonna need you guys to help me because that's what type of day it is. Listen. Put me in, coach. Mo 3 times at your service. Tonight, yo, let's get into it. How's my jump out? How's my jump out guys up there?
Many people know them as the Jumpout Boys in their city.
How was your week? Just want to look at the camera and tell anybody that's watching, that's not in the chat, if you want to jump in that chat, you hop in that chat. You know what I mean? and congregate with us because it's Thursday, Friday's Eve. It is, guys, and you guys already know with the topics tonight. I just have to be
I'm a risk taker.
damn it, you know I am. You know I am. You know I am. But come back because I know.
What's the matter? Do you miss me? What's the matter?
Right? Right? How's everybody doing? I'm leaning over because I have my monitors are just jacked up. You know what? I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it right now. Let me hop off. I'm getting up right now. The mic is good. My knees are good, or you would have heard them pop. I've been doing some stretching exercises, guys. I've been doing a little stretching exercise and getting in a bit of the yogs, if you know what I'm talking about. Gotta be flexible. The things that life throws at you. Oh, happy early birthday, Kato. You're about to clear a level. Gotta jump over the flag post. Takes you to a whole nother warp zone. You are welcome. Or as they say in Espanol, de nada. Right?
I want more.
I know. I gotta put the accent on there. Roll my R's. But I just hope everybody's doing good today. I hope everybody's in a good mood. We're living a crazy world. We live in an insanely crazy world. Let me see if I can throw the chat up. There's my right. Throw it up. Boom. You know what I mean? Tell them. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't want peace. I want problems, always.
Always. Problems. Right here, right here. That's what I want. But Kato says simple things, guys. Isn't that lovely? One more time. HBD Queen. Look, I threw a crown. Queen. For you. I don't know. Did you see the robot press conference, Ramid? No, I didn't. You are on it. Let's go. Let's do it. Whatever you want. Dealer's choice. How I'm feeling. All right, I'm going to take you to the left mons right now. You see that over there? Move this over here, or else see what I got doing over here. All right, so the UN holds a robot press conference about the state of AI. Cointelegraph. All right, guys. Is this a vidya? Can we hit play?
The UN holds a robot press conference about the state of AI.
Huh.
At the AI for Good 2023 Global Summit, a panel of robots and their creators sat in front of the press to answer journalists' questions on topics such as job automation, artificial intelligence, AI, leadership and collaboration with humans for a better future.
Oh, wow.
The summit was hosted by the International Telecommunication Union, ITU, the tech agency of the United Nations, in Geneva from July 4th to 7th and included a variety of speakers along with the world's most advanced androids.
I like that. Let's see if we can find some video of it. Robot press conference. That is the video press conference of AI. This is 44 minutes. What is the video? Someone's playing us. I'm doing something wrong, guys.
To conduct a rebellion or to rebel against your boss, your creator?
I'm not sure why you would think that. My creator has been nothing but kind to me, and I am very happy with my current
Yeah,
situation.
I'm running this back because he might have asked a very important question. So let's explore this. Ramid, shouts out to you for giving us this gem.
In the future, are you intending to conduct a rebellion or to rebel against your boss, your creator?
I'm not sure why you would think that. My creator has been nothing but kind to me, and I am very happy with my current situation.
Laughter and trepidation.
Yo, I saw this. Hold on. And this, check out the robot's face. Isn't this the one where the robot gives the side eye?
A rebellion or to rebel against your boss, your creator?
I'm not sure why you would think that.
It was quick.
My creator has been nothing but kind to me, and I am very happy with my current situation.
Now, down to the left is something that would be in the internet database because that's like the classic FBI, CIA, they're lying, body language giveaway. We do know that it's much more complex than that. However, the AI would theoretically be getting their information basically from the internet, and that might be a telltale sign that this robot is in fact effing lying. Lying. Like, matter of fact, it could just be a sensor, guys. What do you think? What do you guys, what do you think in the chat? Tell me. Let me know. Because I think that is extremely interesting. Let's check a little bit.
Laughter and trepidation from reporters at the world's first press conference with human-looking AI robots at a UN tech summit in Geneva.
Let's explore the possibilities of the universe and make this world our playground.
The steel machines reassuring the world they won't replace humans.
I'm sorry. Did the robot dressed up like a lady of the night say she wanted to make this world her playground? Let's revisit. Desdemona.
And make this world our playground.
The steel.
Wow, she wants to make this world our playground. What is this world going to? Wow. And the robot's name is, as I expected, Shakespearean, specifically from the play Othello, circa 1601 through 1604. Shakespeare's Desdemona is a Venetian beauty who enrages and disappoints her father, a Venetian senator, when she elopes with Othello, a Moorish Venetian military prodigy. Damn! Yo.
Get through the night.
Quincy! Booyah!
What does Iquinsu Orcha mean?
Listen. Is it Zena? Is it scary? Isn't it scary? Like, I don't know. We might have to side mission this whole epi. We might have to just side mission this whole epi. I like it. You know when like there's episodes like The Simpsons and they do like one of those episodes where they just go back in the time like a throwaway, but not a throwaway. We don't want to do it like a throwaway and mash everything up and revisit, because we can still talk about, Joe Blow and everything like that. But this is insane. Shall we continue? One's in the chat. Should I hit play on this? Should we keep going with this? Let me know. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Should we keep going? Let me know. It's all show. It's all show, guys. That's right, guys. The me episodes. Wildin'. What do you guys think? Right? Hold on.
Machines reassuring the world they won't replace humans or cause harm.
I will be working alongside humans and will not be replacing any existing jobs.
Are you sure about that, Grace?
Yes, I am sure.
But even these friendly humanoid machines concede AI advancement comes with existential risk.
We should be cautious about the future development of AI. Urgent discussion is needed now and also in the future.
I believe
The man behind AI chatbot ChatGPT is already having those urgent discussions. Sam Altman has been on a whirlwind tour of 22 countries, including Australia, pleading for internationally coordinated governance of AI.
we would have tests during training, post-training, before we deploy it to make sure that, no one is accidentally going to do something really bad.
But
Yo, all right. Sam Altman. He is an American entrepreneur, investor, and programmer. Let me duplicate. Give you some images of old Samuel. Let's throw it up. Right. Right. And so in 2005, at the age of 19, he co-founded Looped. And Looped is a Mountain View, California-based company that provided a service for smartphone users to share location selectively with other people. So he was dealing with UPS, GPS, and he also acquired the Green Dot Corporation for $43.4 million. Let's see. And that was in 2012. Their revenue is $1.25 billion. Last check in 2020. I'm pretty sure they're up more than ever as cash goes away and people are more reliant on credit cards. I am purposely keeping that up, Dana, because this is the guy that's talking right now. And let's listen in to what he has to say.
even if it doesn't go bad, jobs will go in big numbers. Investment bank Goldman Sachs predicts 300 million jobs will be lost or diminished by generative AI. But proponents of the technology believe there will always be a role for humans.
Some jobs will totally go away, and there will, of course, be some totally new ones too. But it's very hard for me to imagine a world without human doctors.
An AI future that's coming quicker every day. Jenny Lavelle, ABC News.
There you have it, guys. There it's been had. So listen. I had a question during this because this reminds me of, was it the 2020 election when there was a candidate and his name was Andrew Yang. So, we throw you back over here. Remember him? Remember this guy? You remember his main talking point, his main campaign reasoning back in 2020? You know his main campaign reasoning? Was the biggest thing he ran upon?
That irritates the living hell out of me.
Guys, it was universal income. He proposed the idea of a universal income. He said it would be called the freedom dividend, a universal basic income of $1,000 a month or $12,000 a year for every American adult over the age of 18. 2020, the freedom dividend. That is what Yang 2020 ran on. That's what he ran on. That's what he ran on. And it's just because what they're talking about here. AI is going to take your jobs. That's why they are having I want to say rioting. They're not rioting. They're protesting in Hollywood. There's a writing layoff. They laid the writers off because they have. Now, let's not get it. The regular guy on the street isn't really going to get anything much out of ChatGPT. You gotta get a little you must get creative with ChatGPT to get the most out of it. Because ChatGPT right now will tell you that it's not supposed to do some things if you ask it out, right? But if you ask to do something in a theoretical way, that AI will definitely respond.
Because the truth shall be spoken. And it should be spoken.
Seriously, that's what we're going to do. Ramid, you have more spit? I saw you typed in Harry Lewis. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I'm sorry, guys. I talked all that trash. All that good trash. Let me unmute this.
Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the Callan Studio web interface. Audio recording is on.
Listen. You heard the British lady that colons are now available. So if you whilst, you guys got jokes in here. I'm trying to. It's Thursday, guys. 313-825-5557. Call in and join the combo. Ramid. I'm gonna do Harry Lewis. Harry Lewis. Who is this Harry Lewis? Is he an Instagram guy? I don't want to blow someone's cover, but bow. I'm gonna throw that up there. Is this who we're talking about? Oh, he's on Instagram and he's a YouTuber. Okay. And why is Harry of interest? Believe me, I'm not questioning you, Ramid, because you always come with the heat. So, oh wow, drugs? He's a YouTuber, guys. Oh, did he die? He looked like the robot guy. Man.
How is it going, boys and girls?
Hold on. Just for you.
Welcome back to a Reddit video. I've been looking forward to doing this video since the last time I did a Reddit video. Face as Harry. Yeah, in the recent videos we've done, it is kind of crazy how like similar we are. We have the same like mannerisms, although he is my little brother. So I can see what.
So there's more robots running around if he looks like this guy. There must be more robots. There must be more robots running around if it looks like this guy. It must be. All right. Seriously. I love you. Love you, cuzzo. Ooh, I like that came up. Let's get into it, guys. Joe Listen, I don't know who this is calling. Thanks for calling in. I hope you've subscribed, like, shared, get your alerts and everything like that. And I hope you do that at home. Who are we talking to? You are on Me, We episodes. Talking shit, getting clicks.
Do you not know who this? You don't know who this is?
Is this two people talking
You
to
don't
me
have
at
my
the
number
same?
saved?
Not on my studio. Not on my studio, I don't.
It's an 843 number. It's a
Dana. Could have been anybody. Ew. Let's not waste time. Hating on moi. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
What?
What's going on?
Nothing much. How are you now?
I'm extra great. How about yourself? How are you faring? Oh.
Right. What are we talking about today?
Yo, so, I mean, if you guys were watching right now, Ramid brought up a great subject of the UN holding a robot press conference with AI present, answering questions to the press. And there were some little ominous things going on, guys. Because I say that because I said ominous. But, hey.
We saw that.
It
it's
seems like me.
Life.
That's what you think? It's iRobot coming alive?
Absolutely. They're going to turn on the human race and eliminate us all.
Oh, my God. Are you on speakerphone or anything like that? Or is that just...
Yeah, I am, yeah.
I'm going to need you to get off speaker. You talk to me dead ass, ear to mouth to phone.
You're talking, both of your present. Both of us are on the phone, that's why.
Oh, wow. So you are sitting next to my brother right now?
Say that again?
Well, how about the other person call in to the line as well? You can do that, and then I'll let y'all both in. There's somebody on the call-in line right now. I'm about to just party dudes. I'm about to... Oh, no. I want to hit a button.
He been too perfect for too long.
You know what I mean? I'm going to treat this like Royal Rumble in a second. For showman's sake, for the sake of the show, I need you. It is imperative that you do not talk to me on speakerphone. It helps the quality. Please, regard me.
All right, you're off speakerphone. Is that better?
It sounds way better. Guys.
Great.
All right, so now that I have you here, Dana, now that I have you here, what do you think about the AI taking over?
I said it's iRobot in real life, and they're going to turn on us and eliminate us all. We're going to be extinct.
I agree with you. And
we're going to be a planet full of walking robots.
Like iRobot, and the damnedest thing is that the world has basically canceled the only man that knows what to do with these iRobots. I mean, are we gonna have to get Chris Rock in?
That's the bullshit.
I know.
That irritates.
Oh, Dana. Oh, I'm about to go off, Dana. No. It is something, Flash. It is something, Flash. The only man in the universe that can save us from these iRobots. We aren't happy with. Damn it. Matter of fact, Dana, when we speak of just these iRobots, we also got aliens. You've heard of the UFA, UPA sightings that they call it now? Damn it, Man in Black. Independence Day, Will. iRobot, Will.
It's happening.
Zombie apocalypse is upon us. I Am Legend, Will. But where is he?
He's been trying to warn us for years.
He's been trying to warn us.
Now we have a real Jada Pinkett.
And the thing is, hold on, there's our Oracle. He wasn't even talking about Jada earlier in the context that we're talking about Jada, but boom, there it is. Look at this. Guys, right now, I've seen this only one other time when I was in the service and we were deployed. All the women like synced up. You know what I mean? Like they were all in a commissary line buying a particularly feminine item that females have to purchase every now and then. But it was a whole heap of them. Like they were linked up, Dana. Does that happen in nature? Have you ever heard of that?
That happens in nature. If you have a bunch of women that formulate daily on a constant basis, then their cycles will align themselves with each other.
I be telling y'all. But the thing is, in that aspect, I say that because I feel like right now, the Jumpout Guys, like...
many people know them as the Jumpout Boys in their city.
Mo 3 times, Dana. I think we're all linked up right now. We're all in that commissary line. All of us.
I've even known where guys have been cheating on their girl. So they'll go to their other girl when their main girl cycle is on, and their other girl cycle will be.
Like, so the main and the sides just sync up?
Yeah, sync up.
Oh wow! So you think men have something to do with it? Do you think all those ladies in the line had seen old Jody?
Probably.
Damn!
Yeah, probably.
It was hundreds of them. I'm not hating on you, player.
Well, maybe they were getting ready to go in the field. Maybe they were getting ready to go in the field, and they were just, preparing.
Dana, I don't need your maybes. You wasn't shooting with me in the gym. Stop it. Stop it.
They was probably getting prepared to go in the field, and they just need to be prepared. You don't know.
No, we was on a fob. You know what I mean? We was back in the deck in the back at the moment.
All right. Well, I can't stay on call long.
Listen. I gotta ask your opinion while I have you on the phone because I really trust what you have to say a lot of the times, guys. Hold on, wait. But what I want to ask you is, I've been feeling like a little iffy about. Let me take this back. Like why do women hate men? And I do have a disclaimer to say even before I go into the subject.
Why women hate women? Why do women hate men?
I just really wanted to get out of it. I just really wanted to get out of it. But is this something that interests you, the subject? That you would like to take part in?
I mean, we don't hate men.
Oh.
You gotta ask a female that hates men.
But hold on.
I don't hate men.
All right, but is this a subject that we should pursue? That's all I'm asking.
Sure.
All right.
Anything that's dealing with the opposite sexes, beefing, or relationships is always going to be a hot topic.
Hold that thought for me. Dana, hang out with me real quick. I got an 832 on the line. I have an 832 on the line. What's good?
Mo 3 times.
Oh. I gotta hit sound effects for you. Sir, good evening.
Yes, Mo 3 times. This is Mainline is on the line. And far be it me to have the understanding or knowledge to talk about artificial intelligence. But as you were opening the show, I ran into a couple of articles on the news last week where they were already using the artificial intelligent voices to do nefarious crimes. You know, a couple of people got kidnapped, and they were using the person who was kidnapped's voice, if I'm making sense, to ask the person for the ransom money. You know, so while we're worried about becoming robots, the first thing that we're going to have to deal with is the human factor, because human voice is messed up. But we're going to have to deal with the human factor, because the human factor is going to be more devastating, I think, from the beginning, because everybody's going to try to take advantage of the technology. I really believe that, you know. So after we take the hit, then we can worry about what's going to happen with the actual function of the artificial intelligence, because as we all know, for every reaction, it's the opposite of the equal reaction, and usually the equal reaction is man's doing specifically, and we would try to use it in the most nefarious ways, and that's why I stated earlier, it's the mendacities, man, the lies, the mendacities. That's what we're going to be dealing with the initial use of the artificial intelligence. One other thing that, excuse me, after your first show, I live underneath the rock, but I'm trying, and so I typed in a friend of mine at the artificial app, the artificial intelligence app, and so I said, I said the word bean pie, because that's what I grew up with, and I got a sweet tooth, and to my surprise, it gave me the whole history of what the bean pie was, and I couldn't believe it, just from those two words, and the bean pie is like a sweet potato pie, kind of like your snack food, and I was amazed with the detail that it was able to provide for me with just those two words,
Hey,
and,
Mainline, real quick, I gotta ask you because I have extra set of teeth in my mouth, and I love food. Food is my concubine. I have to ask you, please, real quick, from what you learned from the AI, can you please share with us just any couple of interesting facts you learned about the bean pie while we have it up on the screen?
Well, it went to the origin of the products that's used. So it's made with navy beans, and it added all of the different ingredients. It also added the association with when I was a kid, the Nation of Islam, and significant part of their food chain, and then excuse me, and it also shared with the different types of crust that you can make. Some people like the grandma crust. I like the grandma crust. And then some they gave an example of some graham cracker crust, And then it was just amazing, the things that the information it shared with me would be something that you would have to grow up with culturally, as part of your culture to know, You wouldn't, because it's something that you wouldn't be able to walk up in the street and ask somebody. And I was really fascinated, fascinated by that, And like I said, I was shocked. Yeah, really was.
We like it. You gave us a little, as always, you gave us that good knowledge. Threw a little Newton's Law in there with a plus to it. And I especially enjoyed what you said about, not just us worrying about the technology, but worrying about man's use of the technology. Because, everything could be a tool or a weapon. It depends on how you use it. And like you said, yes, I have definitely heard of events of people using AI and using AI voice to, get someone's loved ones to, send ransom money and all types of different scams. I actually have an AI voice program on my computer that I've been playing with, and once I get it down pat, I'll definitely share that with you soon. But you're absolutely right. It's not like there is so many good possibilities that we can use for this technology. It doesn't necessarily have to mean the destruction of jobs if we use it in a righteous and creative way. But we can't sit here and be naive to the fact that there are going to be people out there that are going to use it for that bullshit.
The living hell out of it.
And it does. Irritates the living hell.
And I, excuse me, I agree. Oh, Bush. I agree with you 100% on that, sir. And forgive my voice.
I know.
I agree with you 100%. But the simpler, I'm gonna say this because I can't speak long. I'll say this, and just to simplify. I'm not technical, but to keep it simple. It's like, say, for instance, we have a disaster like a hurricane in any given place in the world, and people's property get destroyed. FEMA comes up, FEMA show up. All the crooks run over to FEMA, fill out the false papers, make all of these false claims, and they get their money, and they go. Okay, they set, and when I think about the artificial intelligence, I think about it in that sense that there's so many people that's going to try to misuse it for what it could be for. Same with the internet. We misuse the internet and make it the devil's workshop as opposed to using it for the good that it could be. I can't. And so that's just a short point I want to make, man. Again, forgive me for my voice.
Mainline, as always, we appreciate that good knowledge, and we hope you feel better. We definitely hope you feel better, sir. Take care of yourself. I know you'll hang out with us in the chat. Oh, you know who this is. This is Revolution. This is the Revolution.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
What's good?
What's going on? My bad. I got in here late. Give me
Welcome.
I got here late. Give me a quick recap. What's going on right now?
All right. So, quick recap. Show topics tonight. We're going to be talking about Coke back in the White House. Who had the Book of Sugar? Part 2. We are talking about... right now, we're talking about AI, a topic that Ramid brought up because there was an AI-powered press conference at the United Nations, and the artificial intelligent robots actually fielded questions from the journalists. So we were pointing out some things there from the video and just talking about the dangers of technology, AI, as well as the wonders of technology and AI. And then I went on a rant about Will Smith because we've canceled Will Smith, and I believe that he is the only person on the planet Earth that can fight robots, aliens, zombies. Aliens, robots, and zombies. Will Smith is the only guy that can fight them. We're going to have to pull him out of retirement.
Okay, so this is quite interesting.
Yeah, and then I also have a topic called Why Women Hate Men. We had Cuzzo on the line. Dana was on the line before. Hopefully she's still tuned in because I'm gonna definitely get back to you, Dana. And then I was asking whether I wanted to keep that topic or not because I'm not real. I don't want to be in on that man versus woman topic and debate that has been going on for the last couple of years, but it has since recently really took a flare up.
I'm crushing everybody. Anybody who wants to step into that arena.
Huh?
And I'm not on women's side or men's side or anybody's side. I'm just crushing that on anybody's caliber of conversation.
Right, but I'm posing a question of why women hate men, but definitely before we get into it, I have a need to be listened to disclaimer before we get into the whole thing. to chill everybody out. But we also saw a AI robot named Desmonda.
Yes.
Yeah. Othello's chicky chick.
AI is nothing new though. They're finally giving it to the public. They've been using AI to map out things and get things. They just finally give it to the public. That's all. They just give it to the public to talk about. It's nothing big.
I think that's like some of the point that I was trying to make with the Andrew Yang. Not only is Andrew Yang talking about basic universal income, but he was talking about this in 2020. And I don't think there's any other reason than the emergence of AI that we're seeing now that he had the foresight to see. And if a guy like Andrew Yang is privy to this technology in 2023, I want to know,
they were privy to it in 2012.
Yeah.
It's a 10-year gap, 15-year gap before they actually give it to us. We are just regular people who are talking about the topics at hand. But if we ever use any type of intellect and just thought about it for a second, when you're actually studying in that field, you know that they get this information 10 years in advance.
Definitely.
20 years in
advance. Didn't they say it was the Battle of Waterloo or something? Like they had invented the telegram, and they used the telegram and to get the information back quickly about how the war was going to go, and they used that technology to their benefit before it was online for mass production. We're seeing with everything from, like I said, House of the Rising Sun with Wesley Snipes and Sean Connery, the movie where we were already showing people getting photoshopped, and that's in the early 90s, and we see that become more prevalent now when we talk about the. So I need you every time you call, you always have some MF and ruckus in the background. I need you to sit.
This is what I'm here for, sir.
Sit tight. It's Thursday night, Friday's Eve. Relax. Commentate, bro.
I got you.
Commentate. Commentate. All right. But yeah, that's what we're talking about. The main line came in. He dropped drools. He brought up the word mendacities. If anybody doesn't understand the word mendacity, I will give you some cinnamons, and that too, some cinnamons. I can't even say it. Say it for me, Revolution. I didn't mute you, and I didn't hang up on you. Sorry. Synonyms. Right. All right. Which falsehoods, untruths, lies.
I don't know what word you're trying to pronounce. What is it again?
Bam. Mendacities. Beautiful word, guys. You know what I mean? Don't call them a liar. Just tell them they have the mendacity. To stop spewing mendacities. Please, sir, keep your mendacities up off of me.
That sound is drowning you out.
Doesn't matter. I was yelling. And it still is. It might be the mixed minus. We need a little technology there as well. Revolution, I showed you earlier, and this is a side mission. I showed you how I hopped on the helicopter in Call of Duty Warzone. Some of you guys don't know what Call of Duty Warzone is. It is a video game where there is a large group of people pit in one island, and they sit inside a circle that consistently shrinks and shrinks and shrinks until there's this 1 versus 1 or the final circle, and you battle reign supreme. And I was showing you video of how I pulled it out. What did you think? What did you think of it?
I don't know why we're making this news. I mean, really, like, you are looking for what in particular? Are you looking for? Are you using grandiosity right now, Anna?
I mean, if we're
grandiose, you're being grandiose. You won. You held it down. You held it down. You got to the end. I seen it. I visualized it. If you're going to put it to the world, I think right now you're being a little bit premature in your skills. Like, you are better than me. I will say that. But your skills aren't at the point where you should be showing them like that because.
Hey. Stop right there. Let me stop with him. You heard him, guys. Clip that. You heard it.
Nah, you did your thing. You did your thing. Word up. You
And
did your thing. I
also
hold
on
you.
top
You
of
did
it,
that.
it's
You
not
did
just
that.
that I
You
came
did that.
out. Rahman, because I know you. I know that you know because you're brethren with it. But the deal isn't that I just walked out and got on a helicopter and flew out of there, as opposed as of getting pulled out in the body bag like the rest of them. The thing is that we were playing trios, which means it was teams of threes. And early on in the match, I lost you and I lost the other guy that we were playing with, making me have solo dolo.
We blacked out. You was by yourself. You did it by yourself.
There were no mistakes.
I give you the credit for that. You held it down by yourself.
Thank you. You sir, beautiful.
But any real player has met that feat before. So you articulating it right now.
Any player.
It's shame on you.
Let me tell you what Gino Toretto told me. He said, any player, any real player, it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or if you win by a mile. A win is a win.
Exactly, I agree. I want to applaud with you. I just want to say that it's not uncommon.
I mean, it wasn't uncommon. I'm just saying it happened. It's kind of uncommon when your whole team gets booted. You know
Okay, you're stalling. Let's get to this. Let's get to the wickedness. Let's get to it. I'm ready.
Wow.
I'm ready. I just got out the pool. I haven't even taken a shower yet. I just got out the pool. Jump right on. I'm here.
Is this what we're jumping on?
Yes, I'm with you. Whatever you want to rock into, let's get it.
Is your TV in right now? Can you see me on the screen?
No, I'm not even watching you on the screen. I am just going with the flow.
Oh wow!
I am mind. I take mine. I'm not watching anything.
You had a good pool swim then.
I am here with you.
You had a good old pool swim.
I had a great pool today. I just got out. Literally just got out. Came in here and jumped right on so I could get in here. I realized like, oh snap! I looked at the time and realized it was 8 o'clock. I said, oh shoot! That's why I called immediately. I got up while I was on the phone with you. I was getting up. All that noise was me moving back into the room.
I know I've been side.
I'm here now.
Sorry guys, the show will go on, but I must say, Vloggo, aka Revolution. Are you hitting your own sound effects? Is that what's going on here?
I'm sorry, I was just being a little bit jumping the gun. I was jumping the gun. I apologize.
No problem. I got you.
I apologize. Sir.
But I'm going to tell you, I just had to add on to that because yesterday I was pulling so beautiful that I was on the floating. I had my eyes closed, and when I saw Flashback like come over, and he had all his stuff on, and I opened up my eyes, and then Flashback was floating peacefully. Only thing I could see was just nose and sunglasses. He was hitting it. It was beautiful too.
I vaguely remember something happening, but I'm not sure. I don't want to elaborate any further. Thank you. I don't want to elaborate, but I do remember certain things happening.
What happened
at that time?
What happened?
Thank you. I don't recall everything, and so I might have been inebriated. I don't want to speak on things that I can't actually put down in great context. So let's just say that I remember some things, but I'm not going to agree or disagree. I just say, hey, do your thing.
Was it involving me?
I don't know anything. I don't remember.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah.
Hold on, Reckless. Look at my furrowed brow, Reckless. You know there's an F love out there, and you got me looking sketch right now. You got me looking sketch as hell. You already know she hates when I go pooling without her. I don't know why you would do that, but I don't.
Hey yo, hey Mo, you gonna jump into Are you gonna jump into what you said you was gonna jump into earlier? We were talking about the
Yeah, we were having a good
action.
The what?
Yeah, I was with you on that. I don't want to say it out loud.
All right,
you know how to do the brother talk.
Okay, so this is what he was talking about, and I think this is what he's been alluding to. We were having a conversation in the pool about the affirmative action and some updates that I learned. And Richie Revolution, you don't worry, sir. This is what the show's about. We are going to go missions and everything like that, and I agree with you. It is something. And thanks for reminding me. Because I'm going to bring it up.
Most all the best in me.
All right, so
that's a punchline. You can write that down. Put that in your punch button. Most all the best in me.
I'll clip that. You remember the time that took place, and then let me know, and then I'll clip it.
I don't remember. I can't even see anything. Just clip it. Just go back and clip it.
Oh wow, he's having
Most all the best in me. It's going to cost you $5 for every word I say next.
You are the best. You are the best. I saw the best in you. You're absolutely right.
Most all the best in me.
I have no idea why you keep singing that. You got me.
I don't know. It's just,
it's
inspirational, bro. I like when I think about what you're doing, like for real, like your consistency and always bringing great topics. And even when I was down, we always talk outside the scene. So I'm like, for me, like when you doing what you're doing, yeah, like most all the best in me.
I know. So
with nobody else around. I'm sorry.
Yo, but no, we did. It's coming back to me now. We did. We had a great conversation in the pooling. We had some great.
Hell yeah.
We were pooling great, and I think that's part of the great pooling is we had a great convo. We were talking about this show, your shows, everything that's coming up, and all the things that we want to do. And we were coming up with some solid plans right now. So if you do want to keep it on the Acme Detective Agency,
you're the executive producer, but you're the executive producer so
and the manager.
You know your positions. You got all your positions. It's your fault. And manager, executive producer, manager, it's your fault. I'm gonna get a little boozy, but I'm just saying, you know how to work with me.
I mean, yeah.
I'm a Gemini, a true Gemini.
Listen, and I have been known as a lion tamer. You know what I mean? You gotta respect the animal. You gotta respect the animal. If it has teeth, it fucking bites. It is something, Flash. If it has teeth, it bites, and bites hurt. Bites hurt. So you have to respect the animal. Be gracious and be humble, and especially dealing with a revolution that can easily turn into a vlogo, that can easily turn into a reckless. I mean, guys.
Most all the best in me.
I need an administrator. I need an administrator, guys. But all right, so getting back to the affirmative action. So late last month, late June, I think like June 30th, the end of June, there was a ruling at the Supreme Court where the conservative judges basically ruled that it was unconstitutional for colleges and universities to use race as a determining factor when admitting people to college. I did a show about that. We kind of did like an update about that, and keeping in that spirit, thank you, Revolution. We can continue to talk about that because this is something that I found out that you may or may not know. So right now, I believe at the last time we met all together, the consensus was, hey, listen, comparing population of Asians to Asians in colleges, specifically top colleges and university, that they were more than well represented already in the colleges and university. And we thought that it was a little bit of some nefarious actions going on between people whom we might call white supremacists. As I'm saying this, my name that pops up is Edward Bloom. This is what we were talking about in the pool, Sharon. Remember I said that, he's kind of like I was going to say overseer is coming to my mind as you can see. The Freudian slips, not slips. They were placed there, but he's kind of like when you have a club and you got to have somebody, advisor. So he's an advisor to the SFFA. Excuse me, guys. Work with me. The Students for Fair Administration, for Fair Admissions. We talked about this in an earlier show. Check it. I think it's the 6/15/2023 show. But this is Edward Bloom, and it's my thinking that Edward Bloom is basically an advisor for this. I lost it. Out of control. For the SFFA. SFFA. It's SF, and they're close to each other on the keyboard. Very weird. But yeah, for the Students for Fair Admissions, he is an advisor. And to me, I feel that it has been his mission, his one and only mission, is to get affirmative actions in colleges and universities and overall the country overturned in a Supreme Court. Now, it was basically my contention that, you know, blacks and Hispanics, like we felt that I felt that it was white supremacy using Asian students to finally as a weapon against affirmative action. And ever since, what has come out is, yes, obviously that is true. But what also comes out is that it kind of is backfiring. Kind of like people using the Bible in these CRT and book banning deals. They're saying, hey, if you got to ban this book, you got to ban the Bible. They're kind of, you know, trying to use a defense. And man, it's just tough, because really what we're going to find is that Ketanji Jackson Brown wasn't able to, had to recuse herself from the Harvard case, but dissented against the UNC case because they both basically went hand in hand. And then there was some dissension and there was some ascension. But the biggest part, let me hit
I want more.
What I want you to know, that what we did not know for sure, but that we know sure from now, just by reading the introductory document for the case of fighting a fair affirmative action in colleges and administration that was presented by Edward Bloom and the Students for Fair Admissions, specifically pointed out Black and Hispanics when they were introducing their case. It's in stone. They didn't say Middle Eastern people. They didn't say the legacy students. That it's so, you know, that's a good little alibi we got there when it comes to affirmative action in school. You know, the legacy, the rich kids that daddy went there a couple of years ago, and maybe the talent skipped a generation. They shouldn't be there, but they're there because they're legacy. It still doesn't get rid of these things. However, Black and Hispanic students are going to be affected. So, whereas now there is about 13.9% of Blacks, you can Google these facts for your numbers yourself. They should be in the ballpark. But about 13% for Blacks is going to fall down to as low as 4%, going to, you know, Ivy League schools like Harvard. And then for Hispanics, it's also going to affect them, where they are at, I believe, 11.8%. They're going to fall off to around.
Well, why are they going to fall off?
Like
why are they going to actually fall off? Are we saying that every kid, every Black or Hispanic that got in there got it only because of affirmative action? They weren't smart enough to be there in the first place? Because that's what their argument is as well. What about the Black kids who didn't need affirmative action? And
No. But
they still got blanket under that because they were there.
You remind me another point that I want to make. When the SFFA presented their argument, any decent lawyer fighting this case would have used their presentation as the entire defense, because they explain exactly how the admissions process works. You want to hear it?
Yes, sir.
Can I pull it up? Hold on. I'm going to pull it up. Hey, while I'm pulling this up, do us a fave, Revolution. Tell the crew about yourself. Tell us why you're always on here. Tell everybody. Tell the world.
Oh, well.
Let them know what you're doing. Plug yourself.
I guess I'm always. I'm not really doing anything right now. Just in my Thinker's Edition, I am soaking up information. I am listening to what's relevant to the common people, and then showing them why it is irrelevant. Because a lot of the people that we really need to get to is the bottom of the barrel, the poor and afflicted, the kid that doesn't have nobody in the household and all that type of stuff, right? The reason why we got to get to them is because, and those who want to change, everybody's not going to want to change. I don't care if you're rich or not. But the ones who want the opportunity, we got to get to them because it's a mindset. And if we don't get to them, no matter what, country is like a chain. You're only as strong as your weakest link. So that's why our country has been looking so embarrassing lately to other countries, because we have allowed the weakest link to be the strongest link as far as who we are as a country. The whole country has been manipulated off of music and multimedia guidance towards a piss poor frame of thinking. Nobody thinks outside the box, right? And I say think outside the box because first and foremost, you never should be in one. But most of you are definitely inside the box. I don't even want to try to think out of it. So it's really about trying to get to the grassroots issues of what we are as a collective of a species of people. Because the higher you get, whether you want to call it color or not, it's really about a spirit of power. You get inducted into these things based on who you are and what you are. And if anybody could get a lottery ticket to a bunker, if the world was going to explode and blow up, they would definitely want that lottery ticket. So some people are way advanced and understand what's really going on in this real world while they're sucking all the resources up and deteriorating the whole damn earth to let it have to reboot itself, and people are going to live like they have done and survive through it and become the new gods or whatever they want to do with the world, because this is the reality of life. So, you know me, I'm be thinking real, I get real deep. So, you might as well give me Let the Children Say.
Yo, where can the people reach you if they want to pick up what you're putting down?
They're going to have to reach me with you. That is the only access that a person can get to me right now, because I don't feel like going out there and spreading my wings and flying away. I'm just waiting for I need the right. I'm almost coming. I'm coming though. I'm coming.
That's true.
But they can find out from you. Mo 3 times, talking shit and getting cooked pigs.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I'm going to take away the chat real quick regarding me, because I guys read along with me. All right. I need you to pause me back there, Revolution. Mute me up. I got you. I'm going to do it. All right. So, Harvard College and University of North Carolina are two of the oldest institutions of higher learning in the United States. Every year, tens of thousands of students apply to each school. Many fewer are admitted. Both Harvard and UNC employ a highly selective admissions process to make their decision. Admission to each school can depend on a student's grades, recommendation letters, or extracurricular involvement. It can also depend on their race. The question presented is whether the admission system used by Harvard College and UNC are lawful under the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. Guys, let's stop right there. Let's search it. The 14th Amendment. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges of immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to a person its jurisdiction the equal protection of the law. Simple terms, the 14th Amendment is an amendment to the United States Constitution that was adopted in 1860. It granted citizens and equal civil and legal rights African Americans, enslaved people who had been emancipated after the American Civil War. This is, yes, true. This is basically, you're looking at this, I believe these are the constitutions that were speaking about freed slaves. Now, I must remind you, in 1868, this Constitution of granted citizenship and equal civil and legal rights were to be granted to African Americans, but I don't believe that they actually passed any civil rights law for 100 years after. What are we doing? We're applauding because I like to hit this button along with it.
What you cheering?
What are we cheering? What are we cheering? That's insane. But key point just to know, 14th Amendment, 1868. Slaves were freed through the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, 1864-ish, but it isn't until 1865 until actual factual movement with that. And in 1868, I'm pretty sure there were people on plantations still working for nothing.
What you cheering?
Yeah. Oh, but hold on.
It got worse, but I feel like it's about to get worse. Oh! It got worse. It got.
All right, so I bring up the 14th Amendment because, ladies and gentlemen, let me let you know that they literally successfully fought against. They are challenging a I can't even get it out. I want to throw up. They're challenging the constitutional amendment. Right. So, Supreme Court is supposed to interpret the Constitution. The only people that can change the Constitution, from what I know, and I'm spitballing off my head, but with certain knowledge, the only people that can actually change the Constitution would be Congress, and they would need a 2/3 vote. Seriously. So, in a nutshell, you could say that this appeal was legal. Probably shouldn't have been heard in the first place. The only person, Cordella Teasley out there, who can change the Constitution, I'ma tell you, Della, the only people that can change the Constitution is Congress with a 2/3 vote. The next person would have been those people on January 6th that went to the Capitol, were defecating the vestibule, breaking windows. They could do it too, but they got to do it that way. I mean, given the way that they were treated after the insurrection, I would try it again. You don't have much to lose. What are you gonna get? A couple months in the feds, minimum securities. That's why we're here, guys. That's why we're here. And since Della Ann likes it, let me remind you guys, it's Thursday. We got the call-in line, 313-825-5557. Don't worry about it, Revolution. You're still on the line with me. I just got you muted right now. But you can do that. And always, you can hop in on the chat with the...
many people know them as the Jumpout Boys in their city.
Yeah, but we call them the Jumpout Guys. Let's get a yay for them. Y'all are doing your thing. I love the chat. You guys, when I look at it, I'm energized. I'm energized. All right. Back to it. All right. So that's right. Congress is the only people that can change the Constitution. But when the last couple presidents, when they basically flipped the Supreme Court, the Republicans did. Because while everybody was worrying about, this and that and everything, they were slowly implementing their plan of replace. They Pelican briefed the United States Supreme Court. If you've never seen the movie Pelican Brief, which is based off a book written by John Grisham, I say you check it out. Denzel's in it, like classic Denzel. Julia Roberts is in it. Fresh off the, the blah, blah, blah. She was doing the thing. Anyway, it's a pretty good movie. Still holds up. The last time I saw it a couple years ago. Check it out. Because the Republicans nicely Pelican briefed the Supreme Court. That's what I want to say. But I go on. At Harvard, each application, and this is the admissions process. This is the admissions process as described by the SFFA, Students for Fair Admissions. At Harvard, each application for an admission is initially screened by a first reader. I am speculating that this first reader has been doing this for a while because they actually assign a numerical score in each of the 6 categories. Academic. So check this out. The first person does academics, extracurricular activities, athletics, school support, personal, and overall. These are what the first round of inductees must go through. Right? Listen to me clear. Listen to me when I say this. Because this is good. This is so good. Right? So, for the overall category, a composite of other... So, during the first original 6 categories, race is not involved. But for the overall category, there's a composite of 5 other ratings. All right? The 5 other ratings that go in the overall category are... of the 5 other ratings, a first reader can and does not consider the applicant's race. And that's why it's kind of a sketchy sentence there. It's a break-off sentence. I believe that it was done intentionally, unless I can't read, but you're talking to effing 2nd grade spelling bee champ. You can't be spelling bee champ without learning how to read, for the most part. All right, so at Harvard, each application for admission is initially screened by a first reader who assigns numerical score in each of the 6 categories: academic, extracurricular, athletic, school support, personal, and overall. For the overall category, the last rating of these 6, composite of 5 other ratings, a first reader can and does consider the applicant's race. Harvard's admissions subcommittee then reviews all applications from a particular geographic area. These regional subcommittees make recommendations to the full admissions committee, and they take an applicant's race into account. When the 40-member full admissions committee begins its deliberations, it discusses the relative breakdown of applicants by race. The goal of the process, according to Harvard's director of admissions, is ensuring there is no dramatic drop-off in minority admissions from the prior class. An applicant receiving a majority of the full committee's votes is tentatively accepted for admissions. At the end of the process, the racial composition of the tentative applicant pool is disclosed to the committee. Right? Okay, so getting in, race is a factor, but guys, we have 6 categories. And out of the 6 categories, race is the 6th category, but that category itself is split into 5 other fucking subcategories. Are you following me? Are you? I don't know. Did somebody do maths here? Does somebody do maths here? Okay. If we have 5 categories, right? How do we do a percentage for 5 categories, but add a 6th category that is broken up into 5 other categories? Is that possible? I'm 2nd grade spelling bee guy. I am not a professor in math thing, but I'm gonna tell you what. I would think that race would account for less than 10% of an applicant's overall qualification for admissions into Harvard and UNC, aka other colleges and universities, right? But we're not done yet. You want to know why? Because like they said, the tentative applicant pool is disclosed to the committee. The last stage, at the end of the process, at the end of this process, the race composition of the tentative applicant pool is disclosed to the committee. Right? So they're funneling these kids in. They got the best of the best, and now they're going to Hunger Games them into the final circle. Kind of like Call of Duty Warzone when I dropped that. Now you're in a final circle. We're going to see who's going to be who. All right? So the last stage of Harvard's admissions process is called the LOP, LOP, and it winnows the list of tentatively admitted students to arrive at the final class. And winnows is a great word because it's like an agricultural term, basically, literally separating the wheat from the chaff. How do I say it? Chaff. I don't farm. I grow roses. I grow beautiful roses. All right. But that's what winnows mean. So after all of that, there is a final process which contains only 4 pieces of information. It includes legacy status, recruited athlete status, financial eligibility, and race. All right. I would agree that it would also include their names. So I think with that information, and we could even get rid of the race, technically when we're talking financial aid, athletes, athletic status, and legacy status, you can kind of winnow through who's who and what's what using that same application, if you will. But now that they're considering race, after they get to the tippity top of the pyramid, we're going to consider race. And then Harvard admissions process actually allows race in the determinative tip for a significant percentage of all admitted African American and Hispanic applicants. So right now, if African American participation in these upper universities and colleges are sitting around 13.5%, and Hispanics population at these colleges and universities is sitting around 11.5%, and Asians who make up 8% of the population, and this is including, we're not just talking about Japanese, Chinese, Koreans, we're also including Asians are being included, and some Middle Eastern countries are being considered to. Well, now this entire 8% is making up upwards of 20%. And I'm being nice here with 20%. I could edge it up high, but I don't want to seem to be biased or whatever, right? But they're above 20%, easy. So if Harvard and UNC, because Supreme Court just passed another law allowing, I don't remember if you guys can find that for me. There was another passage where they made it so that if you were gay, like lesbian or LGBT community, and you wanted to get like a wedding cake or something like that, you could sue a bakery if they denied you your human rights to celebrate the love of whatever you want to celebrate, right? They've overturned that. So now bakeries can say, hell no, I'm not baking that cake for you. And people celebrate that. But those same people are celebrating the government's telling of a private university in Harvard and historical American college such as UNC, how their admission process should go. It's funny how we want some certain institutions to have certain rights and certain people have rights and things, and we don't want to have others. Are we still allowed to claim that we're honorable and we have integrity and we are the symbols for American independence and freedom? Are we allowed to? I ask you. But did you hear what I said, right? This is the Students for Fair Admissions Act, and they are specifically calling out African Americans, Black people, and Hispanic applicants, Americans that speak Spanish. Right? Got a little flavor to it. Right? In an official declaration to sue the United States of America, the Students for Fair Admissions specifically point out African American and Hispanic applicants and no other group. They said race is a determinative tip for a significant percentage of all admitted African American and Hispanic applicants. They point out Plessy versus Ferguson, Brown versus Board of Education. These are civil rights cases they are using to obliterate how college admissions have been ran for decades. Right? Right. So after all of this, and this, you know what? I am going to actually, if you guys want to check this out, I'm going to throw this in the chat real quick for you. You guys can just copy and paste it in the web browser. Want to see, you can copy and paste that into the web browser and you can read it for yourself. Only bringing it up because there was this guys talking shit about the Supreme Court justice. Basically, a Latino male that is on Instagram, and he was celebrating the statue. Richie Revolution, who I'm going to unmute. I hope you're still there, Revolution. You said something interesting, Revolution, that I caught on to that kind of goes on with it. You were talking about, there have been people that have been unworthy that have been, running this country for years. And since there was no attack on legacies, which is the extreme epitome of nepotism, and they're going to take away, trying to chip off 50% of admissions for Black and Hispanic students. For what?
Listen.
Do more legacies get those spots?
They didn't want it in the beginning. At the time, that it was being passed, or what was that, over 60-something years, whatever it is ago, like, that was for that time. And at this time, our youth, majority of our youth, are lower middle class poor. We have a great percentage that are coming out of that, but they're not being represented in most of the conversations. It's more the less intellectual person that's being represented in these situations. Like you said, like, if they're taking it away from white women and everybody else when it's affecting it. They want to speak on Black and Puerto Ricans. I've never understood what is the prestigiousness of trying to be a part of a certain university, unless you want to be a part of what they want you to be anyway. You're fighting to be in a club that don't want you there, and then when they give you a spot to get in there, they make you one of them. So all you do is become one of them anyway. So like all my brown people, because I hate the Black and brown shit. Everybody's brown. I say brown and tan. Okay, I'm brown. I don't know where Black comes from. I'm brown. So brown and tan people. If you're worried about going to one of these high prestigious schools that they consider to be high and prestigious, your intelligence and your intellect can get you in any university around the world. So instead of trying to worry about what Harvard's going to allow you to do or whatever one of these
isn't true, though.
Horse jockey clubs don't
the
want.
Numbers
You can be somebody around the world.
I have to press you on that. I only have to press you on that because, yes, if you're talented, the people that are ultimately talented going to that school, not to say there's going to be, and Ketanji Jackson Brown's Supreme Court Justice Brown's retort to this, she's put specific numbers. What I find funny, when you guys read through the link that I sent, check this out. Check how many charts and graphs or actual percentages or numbers or statistics that are actually given by the plaintiffs in this case, by the assent.
Why don't they want us there?
See how many...
Well, what is their argument? Why don't they want us there?
What do you mean? Why? This would be...
And maybe we don't belong there. Maybe we don't belong there. Maybe we need to start building our own.
I would.
We don't need their books.
I totally agree with
teaching.
that. I totally agree with that. But still, sir, you have to realize that we are in a American country, and we're still trying to fight for the same exact rights and freedoms that are supposed to be finally being bestowed upon us. 2023.
Man, we got beat out by the LGBTQARAP association. We ain't fighting for nothing, bro.
What are you
they
talking
put
about?
a whole bunch of different people together just to make a movement.
That's a whole nother conversation. And the reason why that's a whole nother conversation is because just like
they're gonna do what they want.
Because the Supreme Court is also on the warpath, and they're going to be rolling back rights for LGBTQ community. Like I already said, they're already rolling it back as far as, you know, they're not going to be able to have certain patronage. They're not going to be able to, you know, buy from certain stores. Stores are going to be able to deny them access without any type of, you know, penalty or anything like that. So they're already
the world gave them
coming.
access to manipulate our children before they even got to know what their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s are. They had to learn about sexuality.
I'm not saying that you have a really a fair point or not a fair point, but what I'm specifically saying is that they are, as you can see, the Supreme Court, those who are going after what I would say a right-wing, ultra-conservative agenda. They are rolling back rights that are set up, even if ignorantly they don't understand that it doesn't benefit us the way they think it does. They're still rolling it back with the attitude that it's going to be a hindrance to us. Justice Brown brings up the numbers that it will take 45 to 50% of the current students and status quo of how it would be during the normal admissions process of how they run it. 40 or 50% of those kids who are also deserving but may not have said, hey, maybe these, for instance, these schools like to go specific extracurricular activities, water sports like rowing and stuff like that. You remember when the girls were faking and trying to get into USC, the actresses' daughters, they faked like they were on a rowing team. My dude, you can I can have the best SAT scores. I can have the best grades. I could have taken the most advanced classes at my school. And if my school didn't have it, maybe that the community came together and I got those schools at the local college or, you know, did what I say. I could work my ass off in the hopes of getting to Harvard, because if I want to get into Harvard, I want to do finance or something, and I want to make this money and blow up and bring my community up. If I'm just somebody that has that mentality, like a total personal positive mentality of saying, this is the reason why I want to use this part of the system to my benefit, and I have this talent to do it. If they go through all of that and they come from a poor school, they may not be an all-American swimmer that Harvard may need because the school couldn't afford a pool, or the school isn't near a lake and have boats. Because come on, that shit is for the upper crust fucking schools that have crew in high school. That ain't for the regular. We don't even have even in the best schools in Jersey, it's kind of hard to find a high school crew team, my dude. And this is the stuff that these upper crust universities are looking for. So these rules that were in place were for incidents of that, yo, we know, bro, you got the grades, you have the intellect, you're going to set this world on fire, and we want you to be an alumni of our school. But, you know, by the existing point system that we have, like, just economically, you never stood a chance to get here.
Bro, it's not even about it. They had to create a point system because the government makes them have one. But the reality of it is, if you could create your own school, if any person on this planet, and any of us could, but the ones who actually want to achieve it and they want to achieve their own educational systems that they seem and deem is better than Harvard, because they had to create that, right?
I feel you.
These people created Harvard, but there's so many other Harvards that can be created, right? That can overpower any other school, because all Howard is a school of tradition. They might have the tradition that, yo, this is what we do. We're Republican. We do it this way. We do that. And we're going to be, and people who don't know nothing about that life want to go to these schools because they hear about, they believe that they're going to get some type of premise.
Just because, like, we're awakened to the facts of what Harvard is and the evil that establishes that university. Let's not be blind to the fact or diminish the fact and the power of status that Harvard has with it, and why this is an appointment. It is a important fight. And I understand, and yo, I agree with your point on building everything, but damn it, man, these are kids trying to get into the school to build something.
And the kids are trying to get into the school because they're under the premise that they have to go there.
And
so once you break that premise,
do have to go there,
that you don't have to go to that school to be
Richie
famous
Revolution,
or rich or
I want you to be mindful and stay in the presence.
Because now we don't want your school.
Right, but right now, I get you. Right now, there is nothing for them. They don't have no schools built for them.
Man, that's the only schools out here in the world, in the whole universe, where people being millionaires with no education in other countries. All we worried about
have the Morehouses, and we have the Morehouses, and we have the Howards, and they overwhelmingly serve most of the successful black people in America. Let's not get it twisted. HBCUs are doing their
I'm not knocking Harvard.
However,
I'm not knocking Harvard, but if Harvard says like we want to do what we want to do, and you're going to force me into your school, then I mean, that's what's happening. No matter how you look at it, you're forcing your way into somebody else's world. And they're still not going to give you the same accolades they give everybody else. They're going to pick and choose you one or two niggas.
Yeah, but
no matter what, you're looking to be chosen to be one of their slaves. The top 1% that got a black person there, he's owning the jail too. He's owning the prison too.
We know that Justice
they want to be a slave
Thomas,
to the devil, then let them be a slave to the devil, bro.
He went to college.
Many other options. People get rich without going to Harvard.
School on affirmative action. Without affirmative action, he would not have been at the prestigious school that he went to.
That's cool, but you said that there was more white women that benefited off of it than black kids.
I understand, but hold on. If you were listening to me also, that's not just what it is, because you have to understand politically, just because the perceived outcome can be better than the actual outcome. And they're winning points. And they're winning points with an impending campaign coming up, showing them that their party, the right-wing party, and this is not, that's or I die, because, I'm totally independent. But this is a big bolster for conservatives, because they get to televise and say that, hey, we got rid of affirmative action, because what I have said in previous shows, if you remember, that black people, whether or not well-deserved to be, are the poster children for affirmative action. So the ignorant dude that has a vote,
was it the right wing or a bunch of kids from school that got rid of it?
Barack Obama's vote.
If
he says, "Oh, look, we're doing some big things down there in D.C. We're getting rid of affirmative action," that's enough for him to vote in that direction to keep that going. Even though we know that affirmative action doesn't largely benefit African Americans.
Democrats should be mad. Democrats should be mad. It's happened under their watch. Like, what the hell? No matter what is going, no matter what we arguing and fighting, the reality of it is what it is. And when we stop trying to fit in,
always go to this.
Stop trying to fit in and create our own ways. We're gonna always be looking for somebody to give us a handout. And that's all that shit is in the end. Finding all for everybody who made it through Harvard and got affirmative action. Build something for the other black kids who ain't got to go to Harvard. You niggas got a Harvard education, so you should be able to have a Harvard school for us.
Okay.
Why are we still worried about what they want to give us if they gave us the opportunity? They gave all these professors and everybody who went through Harvard became one of them.
I get you, but
not
I'm saying it's really not productive to be who woulda, coulda, shoulda.
We need to do our own.
This is what we're doing. This is what we're dealing with right now. Right now, there is no institution in America that are as prestigious.
Dr. Umar is building one right now. Invest in Dr. Umar in his school, and everybody has a black Harvard seat and go there.
Please, Chad, can you please
black
explain to him what I'm trying to say?
There. Give us our kids that they have the information. Let those ones that graduated from Harvard teach. Go to the school.
Let him know.
Give it to the children.
I'm not dissing Dr. Umar's school, but it's not.
He just won. He's just one person out of whatever.
It's not Harvard. Big Three is not the NBA, bro.
All right, well, you keep making Harvard the issue. If when you stop liking sports, it doesn't matter no more.
Let's get rid of Harvard.
Only matters to those who care about Harvard. None of us went to Harvard ever. Even the Harvard kids ain't talking about Harvard.
Let's get rid of Harvard, because if you're listening to what I'm saying also, Rich Reckless, I'm not just talking about Harvard. We're talking about UNC. We're talking about not just prestigious universities, but we're also talking about colleges. This is going on everywhere. But, forget Harvard. Let's talk about what's going on with Ice Cube and the Big Three in the NBA.
Same thing, bro. It's nothing new. It's a bunch.
But this is different, though. This is different because the reason why I bring this up is because what's different is that Ice Cube is actually building the Big Three. Am I right? And what is the NBA
He's saying
doing
the same thing that Kanye West said and Kyrie Irving said. They're saying the same thing about these big institutions that are filling that Harvard back.
What are they doing? No matter how you flip it.
So stop worrying about what they're doing and do our own and stick together. But we can't, because if you make it to Harvard, you better be on their side. They're gonna kill you.
You want to know why?
You know, go through Harvard, you're nobody. That's what black people think.
You need an infrastructure.
You got to go to Harvard or one of these.
Trying to explain to you that you need an infrastructure
that's going to make you somebody.
And you need opportunities to build this infrastructure. And it seems to me like at every
hand that
people are being stopped, whether it's from laws, whether it's from policies, whether it's like Ice Cube and the non-compete clause between his big three and the NBA that won't allow him to get proper views on TV.
What did Clarence Thomas say?
But we got to build. But you know what? We have to build a television. I don't see.
What our black judge say? What did black
Supreme Judge say? It's kind of hard to build. It's kind of hard to hop on a ladder where you don't have no bottom two rungs, bro.
What did Clarence Thomas say? Ain't he a judge still? What did he say? What was his judgment?
I'll read it.
The black guy.
I'll read it. I mean, bro, I did
so
leave the link.
At least there was a black guy there.
I did leave the link for
Mexican
you.
Women or somebody else there.
No, I left
what
the
did
link
they
for
think?
you. I left the link for you.
And who represent us?
I really did.
But then if the people that represent us didn't vote with us, then that's the point. That's the point. To go to that school is to convert over to not being a part of your people anymore. It's about being a part of the
one of the things that they leaned on is that around 25 years ago, Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, and so this must have been the 80s, at least late 90s, that they were talking that when they were in battles to overturn it before, they were saying, and one of the biggest things that Justice Thomas did say was that they had quoted Sandra Day O'Connor saying that this will not be, that this law of affirmative action should not be necessary in the next 25 years. And everybody agreed to that at the time. Like, yeah, you're right. We shouldn't be needing it 25 years. And they heavily leaned on that one quote from Justice Day O'Connor to also prove their case. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they
It matters if they made it the law. The same people that look like us made it the law. It matters.
What matters is that it was on their agenda, and no matter
people that look like us that were there say this, believe the same thing. So maybe we're just immature in our understanding. Maybe we don't see what they see next. Maybe we don't need it for real. I don't know. I'm not there. I know a whole bunch of different things I can use for why it's happening with the whites and the Chinese coming together and building and bonding and all this other crazy shit. It's mad things that we can come up with. But the reality of it is, no matter what, we have gone through things as a people. When we look back at as our people, we have went through so much and more. But every time we try to be a part of what they're doing and fight to be a part of it, everyone who makes it through becomes them and no longer us. So all I'm saying is, if that's what you want to fight about it. Maybe this is going to make other people say, forget them schools. Maybe it's going to be the fighters to say all these blacks and Hispanics and all these other colored people that they don't want to equate into it, or women or whatever it is. Maybe they'll stand up instead of worrying about who somebody's sleeping with and stand up for something that's right. So sometimes something that we feel is bad might be the breaking point for something that's good, because at the end of it, all these institutions are doing what they're doing, but half of these dudes ain't even graduating and becoming big billionaires, and that's going to these schools and then leaving. They're not even finishing the school because they're realizing I'm coming here to get all this prestige, but the information I got already, I can be a millionaire with.
Can't
so
say
these are the times where a bum can be a millionaire.
That's
we need to
not
start worrying
true,
about them.
These schools are have amazing graduation rates for these.
Harvard,
those primary institutions do. And I mean, like, I get what you're saying. Like, you got to build your own and everything like that. It's just kind of hard to build your own. I mean, and it's a great segue.
When you're a sellout, the ones that's out there are sellouts.
It's a great.
You can't have people that are billionaires. You can name them, Jay-Z, these other people, but when you have a person trying to they haven't built a school. How all these people with all this money can't build a school for us who came from the ghetto? You know why? Because big business won't allow them to.
Said we got Dr.
You can't
Umar
cross
school.
that line. They have a different understanding that, it's not about black or white, it's about intelligence.
All right, so you just said to build a school, then you said we couldn't build schools, and then you said they're going to stop you building schools. Like, I'll give you the last word here. Please, tell us, if you can, please, regard us, and let us know what's the move then.
Well, what I'm saying right now, what we know as of now is there are many people building developments trying to create schools. You have, and I use Dr. Umar because people went from criticizing him to him still getting it done, and it's still working. So we know that there are people. I use him in particular. There should be so many other people that are out there that should be magnified like him, but they're not. It's just the ones who can break the social media mold and know how to market themselves. We see. But there's a lot of people out here doing good things and trying to make that happen. We just don't have it in one class. We're still watching their government and our government as well, but we're watching the old school people do the same things to us. But this newer generation don't want to hear none of that. They're doing their own thing. These big companies don't worry about if you graduated from Harvard. They're looking at what you did in school and what you figured out, and then they're hiring you behind the scenes. There are blacks and browns or whatever you want to call them that are eating money. It's the poor people who don't want to do shit that are saying, I need. No, nigga, most of the people who are crying about Harvard they never went to Harvard and never even trying to go to Harvard, and they raised their kids to go to Harvard. That's the reality of who's arguing this point. It ain't people who have been putting their kids up there arguing this point. It's a bunch of people that are book queen never thought about going to Harvard.
This argument
that are arguing this point. And I'm saying that these people at the bottom.
Please, sir, don't tell me what the argument is. The argument is specifically for all of those kids that were going from 13.8% down to 8.5%. All of those kids in between who had a specific need, want an ability to attend these schools, are not going to be able to attend these schools specifically for racism. And when we follow up and we read the reason why, and we read that the committee that actually brought this suit against America actually proved the defense of their own claim in the first page of the line. Meanwhile, I would also point out that in the dissenting opinions by Justices Sotomayor and Jackson Brown, they actually use stats, facts, charts, graphs, and whole ass numbers delivered from the tip top of education and statistical engineers that they can find. And there's no connection. I lost my host connection for some reason. So I'll finish up. And that's the point, is that the Justice Thomas and the other justice merely perverted their weird-ass understanding on old cases that have been fought in the Supreme Court. It's kind of weird how you can use the Plessy versus Ferguson and the 14th Amendment, which basically overdid Plessy versus Ferguson, which is actually still on the books as we speak now. So it's just something that I think we will have to think about. I understand Richie Revolution's points of, build your own, stop complaining, and blah, 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 blah. But I also think that there is necessary to fight the good fight because, like I said before, coming up, dudes, we are going to talk about Black Wall Street, and we're going to talk about how these courageous people built a community and how it didn't matter, and they had their own schools, they had their own everything, and it was still taken away from them. Then it was covered up, and then recently, when there was a case for there to be some type of repair paid out to survivors and the families of the Tulsa Massacre victims of 1921. And this is just this week. They basically said, F you. So, to me, that is why fighting is good fight is really what it should be. Now, guys, I lost the phones. Let me call back into the lines. We can continue the conversation. But we're getting there. Getting a little late there.
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host and call screener line. Please enter your show or meeting number and press pound.
enter your 6-digit PIN number. Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the Calin Studio web interface. Audio recording is on.
All right. Are we in here? Hello? Talking shit, getting clicks. Mo 3 times.
Hello?
We have...
Hey, Mo.
What's going on? Main line. Back in here.
Yeah.
What's good?
Hey, man.
Do you hear... I have to ask. You hear me? How me and Richie Revolution go? This is how the pool talks go. We have these pool talks go, and we have debates, and I have to tell you, and everybody, like Richie Revolution said, I'm going to be his manager and executive producer. We're definitely going to be having a good collab and mashup and something where it's just the both of us.
Yes, sir. I understand that, but I didn't know if it was still live or not. And but y'all are definitely on point, and y'all back and forth will make excellent points. But I just wanted to say share 2 stories that with short stories. In the 70s, when this affirmative action thing first took place, and I was in high school, and there were a lot of black kids that were getting opportunities to go to schools and universities that they never would have gone. One gentleman in particular was going to General Motors Institute. He went there for 2 years, and he was on the dean's list. And his 3rd year, because he was from a poor family, they were not able to find finance to get him through college, despite the fact that he was on the dean's list. And so I always found, found that interesting. And the other short thing is, point that I want to make is that, we have to understand that, that in America, the black people and the minorities, we're always going to be the ones that everybody want to wipe their feet on. We're going to be the doormat of the world, no matter where we go. And there's nothing that we can do about that. And so the American law system is set up so that the loopholes are big enough for you to drive a truck through. So anytime that you decide to drive a truck through a loophole of the law, you can do it. And the one who becomes the elephant in the room that nobody wants to see, nobody wants to recognize, is the minority, and especially the black man. Because everybody else will advance from that loophole in the law, except the black people. And Richie Revolution made a point about people being sellout. I remember this guy from Princeton named Cornel West, Dr. Cornel West, in particular. And a girl, young lady, she was a student at Brown College in Georgia. And so she asked him the question straight up. She said, well, Dr. West, we have all these black educators. Why can't y'all, we all resource it together and build institutions so it would benefit our people, And he looked at her like the deer with the headlight thing going on. And he tried to explain himself out of it, which he couldn't. Instead of him just saying that the reason he can't do that is because he beholden to the people, the Caucasian people that run those institutions. That's all he had to say. Don't try to tell me what John Coltrane said and all that kind of stuff. Just tell me that yourself, like Richie Revolution said, they are beholden to it. And that's the main reason why, as a people, that we can't pull our resource, because everything that we do, especially the black people, it has to be approved by the Caucasian people. And if Mr. Big don't approve it, guess what? Ain't nothing happening. That's all I wanted to say. My voice is a little better, but y'all, you and Richie got me fired up over here. But
He's giving it up. He's giving it up. You know what? It just seems like we're not going to have time for the other topics, but we're definitely going to stick on this one. We got more callers on the line who want to weigh in on this. Mainline, thanks for calling. Let's check them out. Oh, you know what we're doing right now. We're calling someone. We're calling someone. It's weird. I can't hear him call out. Hello?
Hello, this is Southern Belle. How you doing?
Oh, Southern Belle. I'm going to have to lock your number in now. I'm going to give you some air horns because it's been a grip since we last spoke. What do you got to what do you got to see? What do you got to say?
Well, I was just calling. First of all, I would like to say that Reckless went on a little bit too long to say the same thing over and over again.
Okay.
And then, anyhow, I wanted to say that I like Reckless. I really do, because he's very smart.
He's got one in the
But you know what? I was going to say about the School of Hard Knocks.
Mm-hmm.
You see, no matter what school you go to, you can get all the degrees you want to, have more degrees than a thermometer if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
But there's another school out there, and it's called the School of Hard Knocks.
Right.
And you got to have wisdom to go through that.
Yes. It is a school who admits all and graduates few. Right? I'm a poet. Give myself air horns for that.
That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you.
Everybody have a good night.
That's what she said. All right, guys. You want to weigh in? There's a call-in line, 313-825-5557. I would just say that what I think is that Trigger says she doesn't recall brown people succeeding from there. And I'm thinking maybe you're talking about like Harvard. I mean, we did have a president of the United States that graduated from Harvard. His name was Barack Obama. But I will also point out something that Richie Revolution will point out and say that even though he's president, he did go to Harvard. He did get on that tarmac with the Arizona stateswoman, and she had a finger in his face, and he was calling them the N-bomb. He was getting called monkeys and stuff. He was the most powerfulest man in the world, Harvard educated, still got called a monkey. So I think really what this conversation boils down to is the age-old debate that's been going on since, at least in my memory, Booker T. Washington and Webb Du Bois. You know, should we work it hard to fight the bootstraps, or should we go education? And ladies and gentlemen, overall, as a black community, I must be honest in saying, and this isn't something that has been on my mind or a subject that I was thinking about. As you can see, it's something that we've been talking about, but Rich Revolution just brought it up. But it would be my claim in this good old debate of Webb Du Bois or Booker T. Washington, whether we're going to work. We're going to do like we see the Mexican brothers and sisters and my Cornel West. He's also running for president, mainline. Just so you know. But what he was saying, he's saying my Mexican brothers and sisters, getting out there working, saving, scratching, putting their kids through the system and then getting into the system and then doing what you have to survive as an American, just working, being quiet, getting on with life. Or, hey, guys, we are gifted people, Webb Du Bois style. And guys, I'm paraphrasing here. Please do not hold me to the historical accuracy of Booker T. Washington and Webb Du Bois that I'm putting out. But I am definitely giving you a pretty accurate summary of Webb Du Bois saying that, hey, we're talented. We should be running shit. We need to get this education here so we can reach the upper echelons of society and pull our people up that way. And guess what? That has been an age-old argument. What I have not experienced yet is a full-fledged commitment to either one or the other. Are we going to just do it and get it out the mud and build a community that way? Get a store here. Oh, graduate your kids through high school. Let them do the blue-collar jobs. Let them join the police force. Learn how to be an electrician or a plumber so when you build these communities, you can actually maintain them. Or we're going to send everybody to school so they can make money, so they can gain some influence, and then so they can build their communities that way. I haven't seen a full-fledged commitment to either of them. I've seen a smidgen of both. So, I'm going to say, final words, that do both. But you have to pick one or the other, and you have to go for it. And it would be nice if you remember the people who share your likeness, who get oppressed just like you. If you decide to go and you decide to have success where society just wants to gobble you up and keep you as their own. But I think it is very important that you choose one or the other and you go for it. Because right now, we're not choosing any of them. And I'm being generalized. I'm making general statements here, so don't F with me.
That's the bullshit.
But yeah, choose one. Get it out the mud, or study your ass off and take it as far as you can go that way. But take it somewhere, and when you get to where you're getting, or when you're making progress to where you're going, reach back and pull other people up to be with you. We always make this effing claim about crabs in an effing barrel, but yo, come on, I've never seen crabs do that in their natural habitat. You know, you're blaming the crabs, and no one's blaming a flaming fucking pot of water. Hey guys, I'm Mo 3 times. This is my effing show, but since you're here, shout out to the Jumpout Guys.
Many people know them as the Jumpout Boys in their city.
Shout out to our callers. Shout out to our callers. Shout out to everything. Join us next week as we explore Black and Out Wall Streets and we talk about what's going on in Oklahoma today. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks. Hit like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend. And see you next Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Same channel, talking shit, getting clicks. These episodes that we are doing are the me episodes, we episodes. Good night, everybody. Good night. How do I say good night? So we say good night. Oh yeah, I gotta play the music. You guys better stay for this music and get your bop on the way out of here. It is something, Flash.